A lot of people are talking about Bomac's comments that Terence Crawford will not be fighting Chris Eubank Jr. next. He basically said that was fake news. But I saw this interview with Nesta Gibbs of the Boxing Voice, and in my personal opinion, Bomac didn't entirely close the door on that fight. Now, maybe I'm reading too much into it, and I hope I am, because I don't want to see that fight. I feel it's garbage. But when the fight was brought up to him, as in a possibility, as in, is this fight going to happen, pretty much, Nesta Gibbs was asking, he said, no, it's not. But then he said, if that fight is going to be talked about, and if that is next, then we'll have a sit down, we'll hash it out, we'll do negotiations, and may the best man win. So, if the fight is completely off the table, and it was never on the table to begin with, then why not just say it? Again, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but maybe I'm just being a little paranoid, but I'm not 100% sure if that fight is completely off the table. Because then Bomac says something which, okay, it may be true, may not be true. If it is true, then the PBC are incredibly stupid. That's all I've got to say. Because Nesta Gibbs said that when Terence Crawford signed with PBC, he was offered 3 fights. Erickson Lubin, Boots Ennis, or Jamel Charlo. And he said, no, I haven't heard about that. I talk to Bud every day, haven't heard about those deals or those offers. But in my opinion, he didn't sound entirely convincing. So, if the PBC did not offer Boots Ennis, then they are beyond stupid. I mean, words can't describe just how dumb that is. But I don't think that the PBC wouldn't offer Boots Ennis. I mean, why wouldn't they? They would have to be deluded beyond belief. They'd have to be put into a mental asylum if they didn't offer that fight. So why is Bomac saying the fight wasn't even offered? Obviously, he and Crawford have been saying, well, that does nothing for our careers. But why not just continue to say that rather than say, well, they didn't even offer the fight? Erickson Lubin, I mean, that would be a tune-up fight at the higher weight division, light middleweight. As for Jamel Charlo, I mean, Lord knows what's going on with that guy. It just seems like Jamel Charlo is either not interested in fighting, which, yeah, I think it's all down to that, but there's also this legal issue hanging over his head. In that case, who is Terence Crawford going to fight? If he's not talking about Boots, if he's not talking about the light middleweight division, then, and this Eubank Jr. fight is just fake news, but again, the door wasn't entirely closed on it, at least in my opinion. Who is next? A lot of people are saying it's going to be the winner of Tim Tszyu versus Keith Thurman. However, Nesta Gibbs brought that up with Bomac, who did seem to be getting a little bit tired of Nesta Gibbs' questions, and he basically said, no, Keith Thurman's not really in their interests at the moment. And when asked about Terence Crawford, he said, Bud's got a lot going on. He's talking about Crawford competing in a Florida golf tournament. Now, the man can do whatever he wants, okay? No problems whatsoever. However, this is what he had been waiting for ever since he moved up to welterweight. In fact, scratch that, this is what Bud Crawford has been waiting for since he moved up to light welterweight. And there were talks of him being the retirement opponent for Manny Pacquiao and getting that Pacquiao juice to, boost his career, boost his profile. But he never got that opportunity. In fact, it looked like Errol Spence was going to get that opportunity years later. So Crawford has been waiting for a big name, a big opponent on his resume. He finally got that. After all these years of chasing Errol Spence, he finally got the fight. He performed to his absolute best and annihilated Spence. But where is the momentum from that? It's dwindling by the month, let's be real. And as Crawford talks about, well, Boots Ennis doesn't do anything for my career, as he talks about, or his trainer talks about, well, we're going to go play golf and, we'll sort things out later. Boxing fans don't want to hear that. I mean, again, you are pound for pound number one in the world, deservedly. You're at the peak of your money-making potential. It's just not good to have a fighter of that caliber not in discussion about fights. I mean, he hasn't got much time left in his career, fair enough. But again, you want to capitalize on that momentum from the Spence fight. That's my opinion. I feel, as a big Terence Crawford fan, the man needs to get a move on. and we're hearing about golf. Not really what you want to hear about. So let me know your thoughts down below about Bomac's comments. Am I reading too much into Bomac's answers about the Chris Eubank Jr. rumour? Catch you guys later. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more.